What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the top 10 worst MLB jerseys of all time. Now, MLB jerseys, for the most part, are clean. It's usually white, gray, or red and blue. The red and blue is used a lot, and it's usually just like the city or the team name. They're clean. It's hard to really mess up the jerseys right now, but sometimes the MLB goes for like these wild alternate jerseys or these wild like holiday themed or stuffed jerseys, and those are when they get really bad. Now I'm all for new alternate jerseys. Those are great. Like the NHL did reverse retro uniforms. The NBA has been doing city uniforms. I would love city uniforms or statement uniforms or earned uniforms. The NBA, you get like 7 uniforms for your team. Some are bad, but some are great. So I would love alternate uniforms, but it seems like in the past when the MLB's done it, they've really, the MLB teams, the designs have not been great, and some have made this top 10 here. Now, before we get into it, there's going to be no minor league uniforms, and 2, there's going to be no turn ahead the clock uniforms, which was a promotion from the 1990s, where I think they wanted to see, like, they tried to guess, or not guess, but they just made futuristic uniforms, what they thought it would be like in 2020, 2030 uniforms, and they are god-awful. I didn't put them in because they would all probably make, like, I don't know, a whole bunch of teams wore them, and they would all make, like, the top 10 worst uniforms, so I didn't want the whole list to be turn ahead the clock uniforms. So they're an honorable mention, but they're all some of the worst jerseys in MLB history. Alright, we're going to go to the top 10, and is the only jersey from 2020 that a team is still wearing, and is the Miami Marlins black uniform. Now these, if you look up a close picture, they're not that bad, but if you're watching on the TV, it literally just looks like a black jersey. It's a thin little like turquoise blue M or Marlins or team name, and when you're watching on the TV or you get even semi-close, you still can barely see the player name or the logo, so it really sucks. And I mean, even when you get up close, the jerseys are pretty bland and not great. So it reminds me a lot of another jersey that is on this top 10. Miami Marlins, you get like your guys' bright turquoise uniform. I don't know if you guys wear them in season or they were just spring training. Those are amazing. Wear those and scrap these black ones, or make the Marlins like a thick turquoise line or a thick Marlins line, because I don't really like these black ones just because they look so bland. Number 9 is these Padres 1972 jerseys that they redid in like the early 2010s. Brown and yellow. I love their jerseys right now. These ones look horrible. Something about the Padres font being all over the place, and it's like a not quite the right yellow, and it just kind of looks off is what it looks. So that's number 9, just because those Padres uniforms look off, but they mastered it this year. Number 7 are these Padres old camo uniforms. We're going back-to-back Padres, because now they've been doing military appreciation Padres uniforms for a while now, but these ones look horrible. There's not that many photos on the internet, so I really don't think they wore them that often. Something about like the pine green hat does not work for the Padres. It's like the Padres team name is practically camouflaged in the uniform. I can barely see it, and the camouflage doesn't look like a cool camouflage. Now they've been doing kind of I think it's called like computer print camouflage or whatever for the past couple years. Those look alright. I don't think they had them this year, so that kind of sucks. The military appreciation is cool. The way they pulled these one out looks horrible. At number 8, we have these Milwaukee Cerviceros uniforms, which is the Spanish translation for Brewers. Now, these are like a Dijon mustard color. This is the photo of Carlos Gomez and some other guy I don't know, and they just look lazy. They look, what's it called? They look too big for them. This was sponsored by Wisconsin College, and they wore these as a Latin American celebration. Once again, there's not that many photos, so I think they may have only wore them once. But at 6, we have the 1997 Canada Day jerseys for the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays usually wear a red jersey on Canada Day, but these ones might have been the worst. Now, there are no sleeves, so you have to wear a blue undershirt with them. I already don't like that. Mixing the blue and the red is fine, but those two tones of blue and red didn't seem to work. The actual like Blue Jays uniform looks bad, where it's like it's red and then there's a white and then there's a blue and then there's a white and there's another little red, all in the Blue Jays logo. Looks pretty bad. The jersey overall does not look clean. It looks clumped and busy and bad colors. At number 5, we have a notoriously bad uniform, and it's the Chicago White Sox jerseys with no pants. Now, already this was 1976, and they were already going for an even more vintage throwback look, where they had collared shirts and striped socks and like just a plain hat that doesn't look very athletic. And once again, there was no pants. So they played in a couple games, they played in a couple series. In one of those games, they stole 5 bases, which is a pretty cool stat. But already these jerseys look old for their time. They wore them for one series, won 2 out of 3, and then won 2 out of 3 games, and they played a couple of games. Scrapped them immediately after that season. Good. I can't imagine any teams playing without pants this year. At number 4, we have a green Red Sox jersey. These are the Red Sox St. Pat's uniforms. They haven't worn them in a while. If they do wear them, it's usually in spring training, because it's St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day is in March. Now, Boston's known for its Irish heritage, of course, so that's why they wear them, but I still can't quite wrap my mind around a green Red Sox uniform. I've never really seen it before I started doing my research, so it really threw me off. Plus, it was a bad era of like early 2010s uniforms where they didn't look very athletic, and they had like the weird things under the armpits, and just like weird, not lining, but like weird, I don't know, the jerseys did not look clean. Top 3, and coming in at number 3, is these 70s inspired Rays throwbacks. Now, the Rays didn't become a team till 1998, so I don't know how they had 70s inspired throwbacks. I searched the internet, I couldn't find anything about it, but these look horrible now. Some teams have done the baby blue very well, and some teams, like the Rays, when they tried these, looked horrible. I don't think you can put baby blue with that much color of a darker blue and a yellow in there. And these looked horrible. For some reason, they tried this. I don't know why they even did a 70s inspired throwback. Now, for number 2, there was no Players Weekend this year because it was a shortened season, obviously. But last year there was. And last year they had horrible jerseys. They went for practically an all-white and an all-black canvas. Wear whatever cleats or whatever batting gloves or whatever bat you want, and it'll really pop out against these jerseys. It just didn't really work. The white ones were literally white jerseys with like a little silver white team name and like a little silver white player name. So it just looked horrible. It would have looked nice if it was white jerseys with like black lettering. The black ones are actually not horrible, but they're probably still one of the worst jerseys in history. The white ones were by far the worst. Players tried to stick with like the all white, like crispy look, and it just did not work because these jerseys were terrible. MLB, I'm sure there's going to be a Players Weekend in 2021. I hope they go back to ones they had, pretty sure it was 2018, 2019, they've been doing it, and I want them to go back to the colors and the nicknames. That's another thing. There was nicknames on the jerseys, and you couldn't even see them. Coming in at number 1 is a red Pittsburgh alternate jersey. I know, wild. These looked so terrible. There was no sleeves. Red and yellow never go together. They wore these for 1 year, scrapped them. Good decision. Still got the iconic Pirates hat, but these looked horrible. Horrible. These were late 2000s. Just the worst jersey of all time. I think that's going to wrap up the video. If you guys enjoyed, thanks. I think I'm out.